But what happens when a WNBA player cares more about Instagram likes than making layups? Just ask Angel Reese. Her latest stunt has even her biggest fans face palming so hard, they practically forced her to do the unthinkable. While Reese is busy breaking the internet, and not in a good way, Caitlin Clark is breaking records in the gym. Here's a wild thought. What if Reese spent as much time working on her game as she does taking selfies? Instead, she's strutting down red carpets, ranting about her salary, and deleting her social media out of shame. Yeah, you read that right. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is over here looking like Rocky Balboa in a basketball jersey, grinding it out in the gym, perfecting her craft and still making time for charity work, to players, to very different paths. And trust me, you won't believe what Sue Bird had to say about this mess. Let's break it down. It's really fun and interesting to watch younger athletes step into their professional careers. Caitlin and Angel are great examples of this. But here's the wild part. While one WNBA rookie is hitting the delete button on her social media, the other is busy deleting her competition on the court. Let's talk about their off-season. These athletes are thinking of themselves as businesses, brands, and that's amazing. They're taking that mindset into the WNBA, where everything is just bigger and more intense. First, let's talk about Angel Reese, the self-proclaimed bio Barbie, who seems way more interested in living up to that nickname than actually improving her game. Her latest stunt, wearing a mocha-colored animal print gown with a slit so high, it could probably block shots better than she can. But here's the kicker. That fashion statement didn't go over too well with her fans. How can you wear something like that, post it, and then complain about being sexualized? What's going on here? It's funny. I was just talking about how this younger generation tends to play the victim card about everything. And yup, you guessed it, Reese's Instagram account disappeared faster than her hopes of being the next big thing in the WNBA. Why? Well, some folks thought her New Year's Eve outfit was a little too spicy for a professional athlete. But hey, don't worry, Reese fans. She's still serving looks on TikTok and Twitter. Priorities, right. Now, I get it. She wants to wear what makes her feel good. She's got a great body, and she plays in the WNBA. But here's the thing, if you're going to post content like that, you can't cry about it later. Have you seen some of her TikTok posts? She literally held up and outlined her body after getting waxed. You can see everything clearly outlined in blue wax. And yet, she still wants to complain? How much are you willing to be sexualized for attention? I mean, what's the point of posting if you don't want the comments, the likes, or the opinion? Here's the thing, while Angel Reese is busy lip-syncing to songs about her own fabulousness, her critics are singing a different tune. They say her social media is all about her fashion and personal brand basketball. That's taking a back seat. It's like she's trying to be a Kardashian with a jump shot, except the jump shot part? Not so much. Reese said it herself. I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. There's so much I want to improve on and keep working on in the gym, but is she really putting in the work? That's up for debate. Now, let's flip the script and talk about Caitlin Clark, the one who's actually living up to the hype. Sure, she's involved in off-court activities to charity work, a round of golf here and there, but where does she really spend her time? On the court, yep. Shocking, right? What if I told you her off-season routine could make even season pros break a sweat? While Reese is working on her social media posts, Clark is perfecting her game. We're talking about intense workouts, skill drills, and yes, actual basketball. Novel concept. Huh? Clark isn't just working on her already impressive shooting accuracy. She's getting stronger, developing a mid-range floater, and even improving her left-hand game. It's like she's building a basketball empire while Reese is building a house of cards on Instagram. And then there's the WNBA legend, Sue Bird, who recently dropped a truth bomb. While Reese is busy trying to break the internet, Bird's making a statement that could shake Reese's entire career. Bird's not pulling any punches. When Sue Bird speaks, everyone listens, and this time, she's got advice that has everyone wondering Is she trying to save Reese's career? Or is she predicting its downfall? Sue didn't name, but let's be honest, she might as well have been staring directly at Angel Reese. Bird compared athletes' personal brands to their on-court performance. She even brought LeBron James into the conversation, pointing out that King James never misses a workout, no matter how many off-court commitments he has. The message is clear: keep basketball the main thing. At the end of the day, that's your vehicle to success. She's talking about the big picture, the long-term strategy. You know, the stuff that really matters in a pro athlete's career. Basically, she's saying, hey, keep your focus on the game, not the camera. It's all about finding that balance. But when you look at athletes like LeBron James, who's mastered both his sport and his personal brand, you never see him skip a workout. That's the blueprint. Now, let's connect the dots. While Bird's dropping these pearls of wisdom, where's Angel Reese? Oh, just busy with red carpet appearances, podcast interviews, and complaining about her salary. It's almost like she's auditioning for * Real Housewives of the WNBA instead of focusing on becoming an actual WNBA player. Bird isn't just blowing smoke here. There's a reason she's a legend, and it's not because of her Instagram following. She's seen what happens when players lose focus on the game. Spoiler alert, it's not pretty. We're talking shorter careers, fading skills, and a one-way ticket to remember when status. Now, let's talk about the real game. If you've watched Caitlin Clark, you've seen grown men, real defenders, in her face trying to block her shots and disrupt her plays. On the other hand, Angel Reese isn't seeing that level of competition under the basket. And honestly, I'm confused. She's trying to be a long-range shooter? But if you've watched her, you'd think she was still playing under the basket. Here's the thing, when you prioritize media visibility over mastering your layup, that layup starts looking more like something you'd post on TikTok instead of the WNBA. And let's face it, Reese has quite a blooper reel circulating online. That's exactly what Sue Bird is warning about. But surely Reese is still all about basketball, right? Well, when was the last time you saw her post a real training montage that wasn't heavily edited for her brand? There's nothing wrong with building your personal brand, but when your brand overshadows your game, that's when the alarm bells should start ringing. Now, back to Caitlin Clark. What's she up to? Well, we'll get to that shortly. But here's what you need to know. When the big dogs start barking, you better listen. And right now, the critics are barking up Angel Reese's tree. It's not just Sue Bird sounding the alarm anymore. There's a full-on chorus of people calling her out. Let's break it down. She's a rookie in the league. Her team didn't perform well, and she ended the season injured. Instead of focusing on basketball, she's been all about herself, creating drama and making waves. Her team's best player got run out of town, the coach got fired, and Reese wasted no time starting a podcast that's full of controversy. Now enter Dave Portnoy, the big boss at Barstool Sports, who's never been one to hold back. He went off on Angel Reese with some harsh words, and believe me, it wasn't pretty. Dave Portnoy didn't hold back when he called Reese's behavior classless. But what's really got him so riled up? Well, let's break it down. Your first-round draft pick, Angel Reese, had a season full of controversy, an injury that raised eyebrows, and a quick exit from the season. Then she started a podcast gossiping about everything in the league as a rookie. Please. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark, head down, grinding in the gym, no drama, just basketball. You don't hear a peep from her. She's all about the game. And that's exactly what Portnoy is trying to get across. He's sick of seeing Reese everywhere except on the court. You know those red carpet appearances, the endless social media posts, the whole look at me routine. Portnoy's point, fans want to see ballers ball, not influencers influence. He's basically telling Reese, how about focusing on your jump shot instead of your photo shoots? But wait, just when you thought Reese might catch a break, in walks Shaquille O'Neal. And this isn't just any critic. Shaq's an LSU legend, Reese's mentor, and someone who knows all about balancing on-court dominance with off-court fame. When Shaq speaks, people listen, and what did he say? Ouch ... Shaq compared Reese to Antoine Jamison, calling her the female Antoine Jamison. For those who don't speak fluent NBA history, let me break it down. Jamison was a talented player, sure, but he never quite lived up to the superstar hype. Shaq's saying Reese is all sizzle, no steak, just a role player masquerading as a superstar. And that's not exactly a compliment. You'd think with all this heat, Reese would be hitting the gym, right? Well, guess again, the only thing Reese seems to be working on is her social media game. Those heavily edited three-point shot videos? Yeah, they're not fooling anyone in reality. She was the most inefficient player within 5 feet of the basket in the entire WNBA. You heard that right. A 6'3" player who plays under the basket shot just 39.1% from the field. Here's the thing, no one's saying Reese can't have a life outside of basketball. But when your off-court antics start overshadowing your on-court performance, that's when you've got a problem. And right now, Reese is the poster child for that problem. Now, what does real dedication look like? Caitlin Clark is about to show us all. While some players are busy chasing clout and red carpet moments, Clark is out there chasing greatness. Her off-season routine, no joke ... Clark's not just hitting the gym, she's turning it into her personal basketball lab. We're talking strength training that would make pro athletes wince, shooting drills that could wear out a machine, and scrimmages that look more like championship games than practice sessions. But here's where it gets even more impressive. Clark's not just putting in hours. She's getting surgical with her skill development. She's focusing on specific areas of her game that will take her from great to unstoppable. If you've seen Caitlin Clark's latest workout, you know it's turning heads. And for good reason. She's zeroing in on her weaknesses, which is a refreshing sight. Instead of focusing on the glamorous aspects of the game, Clark is tackling the tough stuff head on. And that's exactly what sets her apart. First up, ball handling in tight spaces. Clark's already a wizard with the ball, but let's be real, she did lead the league in turnovers last season. A big reason for that. Her teammates were still adjusting to her next level passes, some of which were so jaw-dropping, even they didn't see them coming. Well, things got better after the Olympic break. The double and triple teams she faces every game are practically a part of her routine. By working on her control under pressure, she's turning this challenge into a strength. Next, let's talk about the mid-range game. We all know about Clark's legendary logo threes and her ability to dominate at the rim. She shot a crazy 62% within 5 feet last season. But that mid-range shot, it's been her one weak spot. Opponents have exploited that, forcing her into tough shots from the mid-range. Now, she's responding by adding a reliable floater and pull-up jumper to her arsenal. This makes her even more dangerous and nearly impossible to guard. Finally, Clark is working on finishing through contact. She's always been fearless when driving to the basket, but the WNBA's physicality is another beast entirely. It's not just about skill, it's about taking those bumps, shoves, and hits in the paint and still finishing strong. By simulating game day physicality and building her strength, Clark is preparing to take the punishment and finish with authority. But here's the scary part. This isn't just a routine to maintain her game. She's leveling up. She's addressing her weaknesses with laser focus, and the implications for her opponents are downright terrifying. Picture this. A Caitlin Clark who thrives against double teams, has a reliable mid-range game to go with her deep threes, and can absorb contact while finishing at the rim. This isn't just an improvement, this is a nightmare in the making. Now, let's remember, this is a player who was already phenomenal as a rookie, arguably the best player in the league after the Olympic break. Add her endless range and pinpoint passes to the mix, and you're looking at an unstoppable force. It's like giving Superman immunity to kryptonite while keeping all of his superpowers intact. Next season, defenders better be ready because Clark is about to unleash a nightmare. The ceiling, there is no ceiling for Caitlin Clark. As Michael Jordan famously said, the ceiling is the roof, and when it comes to Clark, her vision and game have no limits. But here's something that sets her apart from the rest. While she's putting in the hours in the gym, she's also building her brand the right way. By right way, I mean she's not forgetting what got her here, her love for the game and her fans. Clark is making time for charity work and fan engagement, showing she's about more than just basketball. She's not posting thirst traps or starting drama on Twitter. She's making a real difference, And she's doing it all without compromising her training. It's like she's figured out how to add extra hours to the day. It's no wonder defenders are going to have a hard time dealing with her next season. There's really nothing you can do as a defense except hope the ball doesn't go in. That's the level of greatness Caitlin Clark is reaching, where defenders can only hope she misses. But wait, there's more. Clark isn't just keeping her journey to greatness to herself. Her social media isn't just a string of glamorous shots. It's a window into her grind. She's showing the world what it really takes to be great, and fans can't get enough. It's not about the flash, it's about the substance. And that substance is catching on. The numbers don't lie, the viewership is skyrocketing. People are sporting WNBA jersey, buying merch, and even rocking her shoes. This growth in such a short period of time proves there's real opportunity here. And Caitlin Clark is at the forefront of it. So what does all of this mean for the future of the WNBA? Simple Clark is setting a new standard. She's showing that you don't have to choose between being a great player and being a marketable star. You can do both, but the game should always come first. Let's be real, while Angel Reese is busy chasing the spotlight, Caitlin Clark is quietly building an empire. Reese's off-season has been filled with red carpets and media appearances, but at what cost? Meanwhile, Clark is in the gym, putting in the work to become the player we all know she's capable of being. The more people watch the WNBA or college basketball, the better it'll be for the game's future. Longevity in the WNBA isn't about how many Instagram followers you have, it's about showing up day after day and proving your worth on the court. Caitlin Clark has her eyes locked on the prize. Reese? Well, her priorities might need a bit of adjusting. The 2025 season is going to be a real eye-opener. We'll see who has staying power and who's just a flash in the pan. One thing's for sure, I can't wait to see how this all plays out. There are 5 games between the Fever and the Sky next season. Any predictions? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out.